Is it painful?
It's horrible. They gotta burn off a layer of your skin, and then it has to heal for like 6 to 8 weeks, and you can't get in the sunlight, and then you gotta do it like 12 more times.
When Pete Davidson was asked how much he spent removing his tattoos, he didn't flinch, didn't joke, didn't dodge the question. He simply answered with a number that left the room in stunned silence. Over $200,000. And what's even more jarring is that all that money has only cleared about 30% of the ink from his body, with years still ahead of him in the process. A process that's painful, expensive, and relentless, but deeply symbolic of something more than just aesthetics. Because this isn't about tattoos anymore. This is about transformation. You see, Pete isn't just laser blasting old artwork off his skin. He's slowly erasing pieces of his former identity, stripping away the jokes and the chaos and the pain that once lived inked into every inch of his skin.
Do you remember like how many you had at one point?
Probably like 200. Yeah, I was a sad boy.
Are you gonna keep any? Is there any?
Maybe like 2 or 3, but I'm trying to clean slate it. Trying to be an adult.
And while it might sound extreme to some, this is what healing looks like when you've lived out your trauma in public and carry it with you, quite literally, every day. But while Pete's journey is quiet and clinical, another story just exploded into the spotlight. Raw, loud, and impossible to ignore. Shad Moss, better known as Bow Wow, took to social media in a moment that wasn't rehearsed, wasn't packaged, and wasn't part of a promo tour. It was just the truth, pouring out like it had been trapped inside him for years. And what he said, it should shake you. He confessed that during the Face Off album with Omarion, and throughout the entire UCP tour with Chris Brown, he was high off lean, cough syrup laced with codeine and promethazine, sipping 4-ounce doses 7 times a day, chasing a feeling that he says almost killed him.
I was on lean. And I was sipping so much syrup, bro. And I said this too, like right after Mac Miller had died, I spoke on that like I was drinking that like crazy.
He said that during one show in Cincinnati, he passed out and woke up in the hospital, deep in withdrawal, freezing cold in the middle of summer, wearing 3 hoodies and still shivering, missing entire performances because he was sick, not with the flu or exhaustion, but with addiction. And then, in a line that cuts deep, he admitted it wasn't even about the high. It was about trying to be cool. That's what nearly ended him. Not peer pressure, not trauma, just the quiet, poisonous desire to belong in an industry where cool is currency and pain is masked with smiles and filters and sold as part of the brand.
Like if you go back and watch, it's called the Road to Platinum documentary series on BET. If you watch that, you'll see so many like white styrofoam cups and you'll see so many like Hawaiian Punch bottles in the studio. I was losing my that lean shit got me up.
He didn't just talk about it, he owned it. He said he never promoted lean in his songs, that his fans and family started turning on him, and that to this day his stomach still hasn't recovered, and it probably never will. And instead of hiding it like so many do, he stood in front of his fans and begged them not to make the same mistake. He told parents to talk to their kids. He told artists to stop glamorizing poison. He said the words most people are too scared to say out loud. "You almost lost me." And now, there's a generation watching him, watching Pete, wondering if maybe being cool isn't worth it after all. Because what they've both learned, in very different ways, is that undoing damage, whether it's from a needle or a double cup, is brutal and slow and sometimes costs more than you thought you had in you. And in a world where the pressure to be numb is louder than ever, Pete Davidson and Bow Wow just reminded us that the bravest thing you can do isn't being cool, it's being clear. So if you're out there right now, carrying a weight you don't talk about, trying to erase a part of your life no one else can see, this is your sign. You can walk away, you can recover, you can choose truth over trend. Because healing isn't weakness, it's a revolution. And it starts one hard, painful, beautiful step at a time. If this hit home, you know what to do. Share it, save it, and stay woke. Because silence protects the powerful, but truth builds the future.